Dad raises his voice at dinner. Trauma can develop between ages 0 to 3. Shadi is not just between two people, it's between two families. Did you know? According to UNICEF, more than 50% of the children in India between the age of 2 to 17 experience some form of physical, emotional, or sexual abuse. And here's another shocking fact. The National Mental Health Survey of India says that 1 in 7 Indians live with a mental health condition, yet less than 20% receive the proper treatment. Now think about it. So many of these struggles begin not in adulthood, not even in teenage years, but in childhood itself, inside our home, inside our families. Hey, I'm Natanjna. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving deep into a very important conversation. How childhood experiences, trauma, neglect, abuse, even toxic family patterns shape the way we grow up, choose our partners, and live in our adult life. Let's start with something we don't often think about. How families influence the kind of partner we choose. In India, shadi is not just between two people, it's between two families. And because of this, the way our parents love, argue, handle anger, or deal with the silence, all of it becomes the template for what love looks like. See, if a child grows up seeing their father constantly disrespecting their mother, the girl might unconsciously normalize disrespect for her future partner. A boy, on the other hand, might think controlling behavior is just normal husband behavior. See, this is why often we hear people say, मेरी शादी में मम्मी पापा जैसी हो गई है. Because whether we like it or not, our family patterns repeat. Now, how many people believe that trauma comes from big events like violence or divorce? But science shows that trauma can develop between ages 0 to 3. Imagine this, a baby cries for hours but no one responds. A baby's brain learns that the world is unsafe, my needs don't matter. Or if a toddler is constantly scolded for being too noisy, they might grow up believing that expressing themselves is dangerous. In India, we often dismiss this as अरे बच्चा तो छोटा है क्या याद रखेगा. But neuroscience tells us that the brain is forming connections at lightning speed during those years. Neglect or harshness in that phase can leave deep scars. But here's something interesting. Two kids in the same family can experience the same event but differently. Suppose dad raises his voice at dinner. One sibling might grow thick skin and brush it off. The other might feel unsafe, anxious, and carry that fear into adulthood. So the trauma is not just about what happens, it's about how a child interprets what happened. Science shows that emotional neglect and abuse literally shape our brain's wiring. Children who grow up with constant criticism often have an overactive amygdala, the fear center of the brain. This means they may constantly live in fight or flight mode even in safe situations. In Indian households, phrases like तुमसे कुछ नहीं होगा, बस रोती रहती हो, it sounds very casual, but repeated over years, they became internal voices of self-doubt. Let's talk about shame. There is something called healthy shame. It is when you feel guilty about a mistake, you learn and move forward. But then there is toxic shame. The belief that I am bad, I am unworthy, and I don't deserve love. In many Indian families, toxic shame comes from comparisons. देखो शर्मा जी के बेटे को और तुम्हें देखो. Or from body shaming like काले हो तुम, कौन करेगा तुमसे शादी. Like these comments might feel like normal family talk, or people maybe take it as a joke. but they can plant lifelong seeds of shame. I mean, okay, now one big result of all of this, it could be codependency. Codependency is when you constantly put others' need above yours. Because deep down you feel you are only valuable if you are useful. In India, this shows up when people say things like मैं तो अपने परिवार के लिए ही जी रही हूँ सिर्फ और सिर्फ उनके लिए. Yeah, of course, it might sound noble, but many times it's not a choice, it's conditioning. Another result of childhood trauma? Of course, abandonment issues. Children who felt neglected often grow up with an intense fear of being left behind. So, in adult relationships, they might be clingy, overly jealous, or always anxious when a partner doesn't reply instantly. In India, this is often dismissed as लड़की बहुत possessive है और लड़का बहुत cheap है. But beneath that behavior is often the wound of abandonment. Sometimes children who didn't receive attention start using harmful ways to get it, like extreme anger, overachieving, or even self harm. In school, this looks like class clown who keeps getting in trouble just to feel seen, just to get some attention. At home, it's the teenager who starts rebelling not because they are bad, but because deep down they are shouting, I want attention. And some of us, we also call them attention seekers. Now, let's bust a myth. Many Indian couples believe कि शादी में प्रॉब्लम है बच्चा कर लो सब ठीक हो जाए. But research shows the opposite. Bringing a child into an unstable marriage only multiplies the problem because the child absorbs the tension, the fights, the cold silences. So, what can we do? First, I think we need to understand our triggers, our trigger points. If your partner's silence makes you panic, maybe it's because as a child, silence meant rejection to you. If criticism makes you cry, maybe it's because as a kid, every mistake you made was punished. Understanding your trigger is the first step towards healing, towards knowing yourself. Healing doesn't happen overnight. But yes, there are proven techniques. Number one, inner child work. Talking to that little you who felt scared or unloved is the best thing. Therapy, of course. India still has stigma, but professional help can literally rewire the brain. Journaling. Writing down feelings helps being clarity. Meditation and mindfulness. Research shows that they calm the overactive fear centers of the brain. Building safe relationships. Of course, finding friends, partners, mentors who give the love and safety you have missed. Sadly, in India, physical punishment is still a lot normalized. मार खाइए तो इंसान बनोगे. But WHO research shows that physical abuse increases the risk of depression, anxiety, and even aggression in adulthood. Discipline does not require violence. In India, many men are told that मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता. So even if they suffer inside, they bottle it up inside. This is why male depression and even suicide rates are alarmingly high. Seeking therapy is not weakness, it's of course the courage. See, unsolved childhood wounds can even show up as extramarital affairs. Sometimes it's not about the attraction, it's about seeking the validation you never got as a child. So, what does a healthy relationship actually looks like? Respect. Even in fights, even if you are very angry, respect is the number one thing. Space to grow individually, the ability to say sorry and to repair it. No silent treatment, no manipulation. In India, we often think closeness means 24/7 together. But real closeness, it requires space. Just like plants need sunlight and water, not just the water. We need individuality along with intimacy. See, we spend hours on gym, diet, skincare. But what about our brain's fitness? What about our mental health? It's mental health is just like physical health. It needs exercise through therapy, reflection, meditation, boundaries. So here's the takeaway. Childhood shapes us. Trauma leaves marks, but healing is definitely possible. You don't have to repeat your parents' mistakes. You don't have to carry their unhealed wounds forever. And by becoming aware, by seeking help, by breaking up the cycle, you can write a new story of your own. Well, thank you so much for staying till the end. And if this video literally helped you reflect, please give it a like and share it with a friend who might need to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more conversations like this. Until next time, take care of your mind just like the way you take care of your body. Because healing is not just possible, it's your birthright.